Include disabled people's needs in climate-related policies. The government has committed to reaching net zero by 2050. We need to make sure that work to meet this target reflects disabled people's needs. For example, new clean air zones, CAZ, and the ultra-low emission zone, ULEZ. Have affected some disabled people's lives, preventing them from travelling easily to work, hospital, school, or leisure activities, and leading to some disabled people feeling excluded from city centres and across London. It is also important that the needs of disabled people are fully balanced when creating such schemes. The UK is home to leading academics and experts in both climate action and disability inclusion, and there is a need, confirmed by consultation findings, for more action in this area. Growth in green industries offer opportunities for increased employment. The UK government supports the Green Jobs Task Force's recommendation that industry should prioritise making sure that people from all backgrounds can work in green jobs, building on existing good practice. As part of the Green Jobs Delivery Group's work, government, industry, academia and others are working to agree a set of actions which will be included in the Green Jobs Plan, which will be published in the first half of 2024. Among broader actions, this will include considering how to support more disabled people to bring their experience to the green workforce. In the Green Jobs Delivery Group and Power and Networks Workforce Task, and Finnish Group's summer update in July 2023, the Department for Work and Pensions committed that during 2023 to 24, they will work with industry to map sector engagement with, for example, the Disability Confidence Scheme and other opportunities, to identify and act where improvements in visibility are needed. In the consultation, the government set out proposals to ensure that climate-related policies better consider disabled people's needs. Summary of consultation findings. Around 83% of consultation respondents agreed with this proposal. People at consultation events thought national climate strategies and local climate action failed to include disabled people. Their recommendations included making better connections between people working on climate issues and social justice issues, making complex issues around climate action more accessible to different audiences. Data and research gaps were also highlighted. These make it harder to understand or reduce the impact of climate change on disabled people. Responses highlighted several important issues, including accessible public and private transport, accessible electric vehicles and charging points, exemptions from ULEZ and CAS for blue badge holders, accessible and non-discriminatory recycling processes, well-insulated and ventilated housing for disabled people, Other issues highlighted in consultation responses include the extra costs related to climate adaptations, which could affect disabled people more than non-disabled people. The importance of disabled people's experience in climate planning work across government. The need for accessible, jargon-free communications and information on climate adaptations. A high proportion of respondents said the infrastructure for electric vehicles was inaccessible. The Office for Zero Emission Vehicles, OZEV, is working to ensure that charging infrastructure supports increasing the proportion of electric cars in the UK. This includes working with industry and other parties to effectively implement the publicly available Standard 1899 for accessible public electric vehicle charging. To aid this, a review of the standard and progress on implementation is being kicked off by the British Standards Institution, BSI, in December 2023, supported by OZEV and Motability, which will report in mid-2025 with its recommendations. DU will therefore work on actions to increase disability inclusion in climate adaptation and mitigation actions. This will complement the work already underway. Action 7. DU will explore how to ensure that ULEZ and CAS better consider the needs of disabled people. It will do this together with disabled people, other experts and relevant government departments. Action 8. DU will bring together academics, disabled people and decision makers for a conference on climate adaptation and disability. Action 9. The Disability Unit will work closely with strategic teams across national government to increase awareness of disability inclusion in existing policies. This will include teams within the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs and the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. Action 10. DU will carry out a systematic analysis to better understand the information and data that policymakers and disabled people need to make climate adaptations disability inclusive. As part of this, DU will look for opportunities to fill data and information gaps and make data more available and accessible. Action 11. DU will set up a Disabled People's Experience Panel for 2024. To support the cross-government work, Action 9. And research development, Action 10. The panel will include people with a range of impairment types and experiences, and from different locations. Disability Unit.